بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الشيطان كان للإنسان عدوا مبينا وقال الله تعالى إن كيد الشيطان كان ضعيفا وقال الله تعالى ولا يغرنكم بالله الغرور وقال الله تعالى فدلاهما بغرور وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته أو كما قال مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. My respected listeners in Islam, our topic today is addressed to parents when we call upon them to exercise extreme caution with regards to this great amanat called a child, your children. This is such an important subject that if we are not going to pay attention, then there is a great possibility that we will lose our child and we will invite the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this dunya, not to speak of in akhirah. So to each and every one, an appeal is made to listen attentively. With the fadl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we commence speaking about this actual issue, the issue of Instagram in particular, and commonly in general, the cell phone, which plays a huge role in our life. Almost every home has got a cell phone. And almost every person is linked to some or the other social website. The ayat which has been recited, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informs us of shaitan's tricks, shaitan's reality, shaitan's objective, how shaitan operates. Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reveal the various portion of the ayat that I have recited? Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make mention of it? Why did He tell us, إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ كَانَ لِلْإِنسَانِ عَدُوًّا مُبِينًا? Verily shaitan is an enemy to all, open, clear, manifest enemy to all of the creation. Whether it be Muslim or non-Muslim, shaitan is an enemy to all of insan. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after clarifying this here, elsewhere He says, فَاتَّخِذُوهُ عَدُوًّا. He is your enemy, thus take your precautions against this enemy. He is a bitter enemy, he is extremely spiteful, he is malicious, he is passionate, and he is committed to leading you and me astray. Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran Kareem about shaitan, after he was expelled from Jannah, he told Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, give me long life, I want life till the day of Qiyamah. Allah Ta'ala accepted his plea and told him till the day of Qiyamah, فَأَنذِرْنِي لَا يَوْمِ يُبْعَثُونَ قَالَ فَإِنَّكَ مِنَ الْمُنذَرِينَ. Go, you want life till the day of Qiyamah, go. And suddenly he turned around and viciously spat out poisonous words. He said, قَالَ فَبِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي لَأَقْعُدَنَّ لَهُمْ صِرَاطَكَ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ. Oh my Rabb, because you misled me. بِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي, you misled me. He's placing the blame on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That you have misled me. And because of this here, I'm going to sit on the Sirat al-Mustaqim. And I'm going to mislead and deceive each and every human being. I'm going to try my utmost. Allah Ta'ala did not deceive him. Allah Ta'ala didn't tell him anything that was beyond his ability to do. There was a simple one instruction, Usjud li Adam, make prostrate to Adam alayhi salatu wassalam. That was all. That was all. Make sajda to Adam alayhi salam. It was a sajda of respect and honor, because Adam alayhi salatu wassalam knew the answers to several questions which Allah Ta'ala had asked him. Because he knew it, all of you, all of the creation, he's got ilm. Adam alayhi salam has got now ilm. He's got knowledge. Salute knowledge. Respect knowledge. Honor knowledge. You are angels, but you couldn't give the answer that Adam alayhi salam had given. Adam alayhi salam is now superior to all you angels and all you jinn, all that were present at the time when the questions were asked to them. They couldn't answer, and it was only Adam alayhi salam that would answer that did answer the questions. All of the creation fell immediately in order to obey the command of Allah Ta'ala. All of them immediately fell into sajda. Iblis was the only one left standing. Ya Iblis, Malik Allah tasjud. What's wrong with you? I told you to do something. Allah tasjud. What is it? If amartuk, I give you instruction. Make sajda. Qala asjudu liman khalaqta twina. Look at how he turned around. He used to say he's very beloved to Allah Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala gave him a huge position amongst the malaika. There was a special chair where upon he would sit and deliver bayanat, conduct majalis. Allah Ta'ala honored him. Whatever dua you make, at that time, your duas will be accepted. But just for one order, he couldn't bring himself to say, I must be obedient to Allah. He in fact turned around and said, Qala asjudu liman khalaqta twina. You can't be serious. He's telling Allah Ta'ala, asjudu shall I make sajda to somebody that you had created from clay, from dust? You think he's questioning, he's objecting, he's criticizing Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala's order. Why should I make sajda to him? قال أريتك هذا الذي كرمت عليه. You have given this person more honor than what you have given me. And thereafter started this entire episode in the human race where all of them had to leave Jannah and come down to earth. Iblis has got an army. إِنَّهُ يَرَاكُمْ هُوَ وَقَبِيلُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا تَرَوْنَهُمْ. He and his army, they see you from where you cannot see them. Another portion of the ayah that was recited is فَدَلَّاهُمَا بِغُرُورٍ. Now this word غُرُور comes in the Quranic Kareem. وَلَا يَغُرَّنَّكُمْ بِاللَّهِ الْغُرُورِ لَا يَغُرَّنَّكَ تَقَلُّبُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا فِي الْبِلَادِ. غُرُور means to deceive. Adam and Hawa alayhi salam were in Jannah. Iblis was first thrown out, and his entire existence, just like how it was then, it is now. I must deceive the people. I mustn't go headlong. No. I must use deception. If I deceive them, they come and they fall into my trap. Hawa alayhi salam, Adam alayhi salam were in Jannah, and there comes Iblis. There's different types of narrations. Bottom line was, فَوَسْوَسَ إِلَيْهِ الشَّيْطَانِ فَوَسْوَسَ إِلَيْهِ الشَّيْطَانِ. Shaitan inspired them. Somehow or other he got a message through to them that, listen here, Allah Ta'ala told you mustn't eat from the tree of Jannah, from the fruit of Jannah. You know why Allah Ta'ala told you mustn't eat it? The reason is this here. Alam anhakuma, Allah Ta'ala inquired from Adam and Hawa alayhi salatu wasalam later, didn't I stop you? Didn't I prohibit you from eating from the tree? Iblis went and he whispered the thoughts. The reason ma nahakuma rabbukuma illa an takuna malakain aw takuna min al-khalidin. Hawa, oh Adam, the thoughts were coming to Adam alayhi salam and Hawa alayhi salam. He was playing around. He was on a mission. But he had to be very deceptive. He had to use the tools of deception. You know, Allah Ta'ala told you mustn't eat. If you eat from there, you're going to turn into angels. Do you see the angels? How they are filled with nur. How much ibadah they make. Do you see the innocence in the angels? You won't be human beings, you become angels, malaika. Illa an takuna malakain. You are going to become malak of angels, both of you. How wonderful wouldn't it be? Oh, you know what? I'll tell you something else. You see, if you eat from the tree has got such an effect, you will live forever and ever and ever again, never ever to die. I am telling you, وَقَاسَمَهُمَا, please listen attentively. He took a qasam. He is deceiving. He knows I want this two out of Jannah. They must follow my instruction. And Allah Ta'ala told him on the day of Qiyamah, you're going to go to Jahannam forever and ever. They must be my first customers to go to Jahannam. وَقَاسَمَهُمَا, Allah Ta'ala says to us, both of them. وَقَاسَمَ, he took a qasam in front of both of them. Qasam, wallahi, you're going to be an angel. And he painted the most rosiest pictures of how angels, of their existence. And he took a qasam, wallahi, you're going to live forever and ever. You'll make hamd of Allah in Jannah. You'll make the tasbihat. You'll never ever die. He took a qasam. Inni lakuma lamina nasihin. I am a sincere advisor to you, both of you. I sincerely advise you. I give you good advice. And the thoughts started playing. And the conversation started after the thoughts. And then Hawa alayhi salam and Adam alayhi salam would discuss now that tree. You know, there was a tree now. Which tree was it? Was that for a certain amount of time that we didn't have to eat? They started going in the direction without realizing it. They're walking straight into the trap of shaitan. But qasam, we're hearing this, a qasam. A qasam is being taken, man. No one takes a qasam for nothing. And accordingly, فَكَلَا مِنْهُ, they ate from the tree. Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran Kareem, فَلَمَّا ذَاقَ الشَّجَرَةَ بَدَتْ لَهُمَا سَوْآتُهُمَا وَطَفِقَا يَخْصِفَانِ عَلَيْهِمَا مِنْ وَرَقِ الْجَنَّةِ. They just took the first by dhaqa. They just, the moment they touch and it bit on the fruit, immediately the clothing of Jannah fell off them. It just fell off. And in order to conceal the private parts, they ran helter-skelter, took the leaves of, it is mentioned, a fig tree, and covered themselves. فَلَمَّا ذَاقَ الشَّجَرَةَ بَدَتْ لَهُمَا سَوْآتُهُمَا. You see how Allah Ta'ala removed from them the clothing of Jannah. If we are going to be disobedient unto Allah Ta'ala, don't hope for the clothing of Jannah. Don't hope to have the clothing of Jannah. The clothing of Jannah is meant for those people whom who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they carry out the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It was then that they heard the voice of Allah ta'ala. I told both of you, Alaman Hakuma, didn't I instruct both of you that you shouldn't eat from the fruit of Jannah? And didn't I tell you? Didn't I explain clearly to you he is your enemy? وَأَقُلْ لَكُمَا إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ لَكُمَا عَدُوٌ مُبِينٌ. I told you, Shaitan is your open enemy. Today we tell you, Shaitan is an open enemy. He is in your house. He is in your pocket. He is found placed in your handbags, oh sisters in Islam. He is by the uncles, the friends, the cousins, the grandparents. And the havoc that he is causing with his Instagram, it's unexplainable. It is something I never knew about until I was forced into a situation to start looking at what is this all about. And by Allah, I can say to you, in my life I haven't come across something more scarier and more dangerous to you, O Ummati of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In times before, when there was no television, or even if there was television, you had to go and sit in front of the television. The family would sit together and they would see some sports or news. That was it. Everyone knew what everyone was seeing. Though not right, obviously it wasn't right. But everyone knew what everyone is doing. I can assure you, if there's a family of 5, today, they may appear to be close-knit. They may appear to be like 5 fingers on one hand. But I can tell you, if you are not careful, you've got a hopelessly broken family. It's just a matter of time when the clothing of pretense will be taken away and you'll see the reality for what it is. And that time, you will wish I was rather dead. What did my son do to me? What did my daughter do to me? I thought he was becoming a Maulana and a Hafidh al-Quran. I thought she's in Parda, and I thought they are pious people, and I thought this, and I thought we never knew. We never understood. In order to appreciate what is being told to you from hopefully from a kind heart, hopefully, that also we don't know. There must be no other motive except to please Allah. So that you may not have a case against what you say are the ulama of the day. We can't hide these things, we can't conceal it, we can't brush it under the carpet. Your child whom you have given birth to, that child whom you celebrated, is coming into the world with aqiqah. If it was a boy, 2 animals were slaughtered, 2 sheep or goats. If it was a girl, it was 1. That child whose name you chose very carefully. That child whom you made dua, Allah, if you give me a son, I'll make him a Hafidh al-Quran. Or if you give me a child, oh Allah, I will forever be grateful to you. You, O parent, are busy destroying your child with the neglect and through being not careful enough and cautious enough to see what is on his cell phone. What is there? What's he doing with it? Why is he having a password? Why is he hiding it from me? Why is she grinning to herself whilst we're sitting and talking and she's looking at her cell phone? Who is the cell phone that has become the 6th member of my family? Who is now so important that I as a mother, when I speak to my child, it's like I'm speaking to a wall. Who is the son of mine whom when I speak to, it is like a zombie that I'm speaking to. He is looking, but he is not seeing me. He pretends he's listening, but he's not hearing what I'm saying. The shaitan has taken him over. I say it without inshallah any fear of contradiction, and I'll prove it to you. Amongst you who are listening, wherever you are, ask yourself, do I know what is Instagram first of all? Do I know how it operates? Do I know what is the effects? You don't know anything. All you know is, everyone in a family has a cell phone. The cousins have a cell phone, the neighbors have a cell phone, the school children have the cell phone. So what's wrong? Don't be so harsh, don't be so hard, don't be an extremist, man. Live in the 20th century, no more in the olden times. He's going to be an outcast. He needs to do his homework. It's just clean fun. There's nothing more to it than that. وَقَاسَمَهُمَا بِغُرُورٍ وَقَاسَهُمَا. Just remember this here. قَاسَهُمَا قَسَّمْ. Shaitan is not going to say to you qassam, but he's going to drum it into your mind and hearts that it is the equivalent of 1,000, 100,000 qassams. Qassam, nothing, man, nothing. Nothing. If the father says, I don't want him to have a cell phone, mother says, okay. But comes the time that the son says, Mommy, just give me the cell phone. I just want to play a game. Qassam, he only wants to play a game. Qassam, there's nothing more to it. Qassam, just give it, man. Qassam, you can't break his heart. You got a mother's heart. Qassam, so it's in front of you. Qassam this and qassam that. That same qassam that caught Adam alayhi salam expelled from Jannah, that qassam is beaten, it is drummed, it is nailed, it is cemented, it is forced into your psyche, that you smile back and you think, no, my son, he'll never do wrong things, man. But you, mashallah, son smiles, jazakallah, mommy. He runs to his room. Sometimes he says, you're just in front of me. Fine, in front of you. But when you get a call or a visitor comes, he's not in front of you. And mind you, he is not in front of you. You are not standing there all the time and watching the cell phone. He's in your presence, but he's not in front of you. You see him in front of you, but he's not in front of you. He's gone. He's gone. Where is he gone? When they log on to the accounts, I'll explain something. I may err, but I try to do a bit of homework in a broken way. How does it start? You as a parent can also pick up some tips here. Ultimately, you will have to get someone professional to explain to you how it works. Now, don't say, who are we going to get? If your son has cut himself deeply, you find a professional doctor. You find the best of the best. He's got a gash on his head, man. Please, you panic. Take him, the blood is flowing, the towels are getting bloodied. You can't stop it. Rush him, go to the medical clinic. Don't worry about the money. He's got a deep cut. He fell from his go-kart or whatever it may be. You worry. You'll spend money. You'll give your life in order to ensure my son must live. You must get the best treatment. You are concerned about his welfare. That's his body. You don't worry about his ruh. You don't worry about his akhlaq. You don't worry about his personality. You don't worry about with whom he is mixing. You first say, who will I get? Who can help me? Oh, you shouldn't go too deep in these things. The day Allah's adhab knocks on your door, and you find your daughter says, Mommy, this is John, or this is so-and-so. I love him, he loves me. And we want to get married. I brought him to introduce you to him and him to you. That day will be the day you will understand what was spoken today. So you go, you Google the Instagram. Very easy. It will come up. Thereafter, you have to create an account. If you're a new person, you must create an account, find out from the professionals. Ultimately, you will be given an account name. And now, whilst we are on this account, your son is not necessarily, or your daughter is not necessarily going to give her own name. she or he will use another name, because the shaitan is already whispering to them, وَقَاسَمَهُمَا قَسَّمْ, they will never catch you. Qasam, don't use your name. Use another name there. Use the name instead. If the name is Muhammad, put a triple XMJ. Muhammad Jollyfellow, I suppose, whatever it may be. Or Muhammad Jahannami, it could also be. Just put that. No one will know. No one will be able to catch you. قَاسَمَهُمَا قَسَّمْ دَلَّهُمَا بِغُرُورٍ. Use the tools of deception. I know the tools. Shaitan knows the tools. I know how to deceive people. I got people, a Nabi, and I got the first of Allah Ta'ala's creation, the most karamna Bani Adama. I am an expert, I'm a master at deceiving people. I teach you, they'll never catch you. So he or she creates that particular account. Now, only they know the thing. Somebody phones you and tell you, Muhammad Yaqub Bhai, you know what, your son is on Instagram, man. Or your daughter Fatima is on Instagram. You are going to get angry. Huh? I'll never allow that. I don't accept that. In my house, no one ever goes on this here. And you call for the phone. Your son smiles at you. Qasam, Qasam, wallahi, I'm not on it. She smiles, Mommy, Qasam, there's nothing. Here's the phone, look. You type in Muhammad so and so surname, nothing coming. Fitna makers. They're just jealous. There are people that just want to break our family unity. The child smiles, the shaitan smiles, the daughter smiles, the shaitan smiles more. And now they enter into a different world. Sometimes they do put their real names also. So don't think, oh, it is, oh, fine, very honest, very transparent. They can have more than one account. One is the real name, where they do the good things, the bayanat, etc., pious people. There's another 4 or 5 where they are busy with the shaitanic world. Alimush shaitan. When they go in that world, they are out of this, the human race. They are out of the ummah. It is a dark, dark network. For there are 2 things there now. You can invite somebody to follow you. That means you're the pirsab now. Or you become a murid. You choose anyone. They can log on, they can search for actor's name, actress's name, Hindu, Banya, Jew, anyone. A footballer, cricketer, everyone. And accordingly, they become then the follower, the murid. To become the murid now. Anything they want to know, anything they want to say, they log on and you'll think maybe they follow 4 or 5 people. You, oh parent, Allah have raham on you. Allah have raham on your wife. Allah have raham on me and Allah have raham on this whole ummah. 12, 13-year-old boys, 12, 13-year-old children have got 1,000 people whom they can follow. They've logged on different people, racing drivers, actors. They don't even know who's the chat. They don't even know who it is. They just see a profile. The person calls himself the beast. The beast. You know what is a beast? Dabbatul Ard. Hey, this guy is the beast, man. They type there, the beast. I want to follow the beast. He's supposed to follow Allah. This Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam is supposed to follow his parents. He's supposed to follow his ustad. And there is the beast, a real beast in the form of the human being. He's displaying himself head to toe with tattoos, snakes, tigers, lions, everything, bulging his muscles. I'm the beast. He's watching that. It's being imprinted on his ruh. It's come into his memory box. He is looking at a beast. Then he looks at another one. Oh, beautiful girl, man. Who's this here now? You must know he's speaking about teenagers coming out to adulthood and past adulthood also. Super sweet. She's calling herself super sweet. And she's posing. I have a shukr. Allah Ta'ala save my eyes, make dua with afiyat. Inshallah, thumma inshallah. There are people that inform me, they say this one here super sweets. Subhanallah, super sweets, super C we know about. Who is this? Just check, man. Astaghfirullah, Mufti Sahab. Astaghfirullah. Just look. I say, I can't just look. I don't want Qasim Muhammad to happen to me. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. They are dressed in bikinis. They are posing in a most horrible, shameless way. Your son is looking at it. Your son is looking at it. What is happening to his mind? He can't learn. He can't understand a simple instruction like Shaitan couldn't understand usjudu li Adam. He can't understand the father is speaking to him. The words flow past. He can't comprehend. The mother speaks to her. She can't comprehend. It's like you've left your child, your son or daughter in a room with 1,000 different characters. And you don't know who is the gangster. You don't know who is the fraudster. You don't know who is the scammer. You don't know who is inviting him towards so-called jihad. He just see mujahid, a person with a muzzle launcher, never mind a gun. That's his profile. Hey, this guy, let me check here. Oh, yo. He's speaking about, he's got all the various, updates of how much zulm on the ummah and how we need mujahideen and we have to go out in the path of Allah. So we go to Jannah. Just now he was busy with the beast. Now he wants to go to Jannah. Hey, let me look. I become a follower of this fellow, not knowing that so-called mujahid is nothing but a Yahud agent. The moment he starts now following, they trap him. And by Allah, there are people that are sitting in prisons in America, in Guantanamo Bay and elsewhere. Wallah, they were trapped in this way. Listen here, we can attack the embassy. You just do this, you from South Africa. You just case it out. Where is the embassy? You have to help this ummah. You have to do this. You have to do that. You can play your part. Then they go for, the plan is now put into action. You think it's your wonderful son. His mind has been robbed of his brain and mind. They take him away and one day you just see, you have a big major problem. He can't understand what actual true jihad is about. He just wants to go and bomb people, innocent people, etc. And he's gone. There are prostitutes on that particular platform. They pretend they are innocent girls. Your son, your daughter, Allah Muhammad, Allah Muhammad, Allah Muhammad. It's so sad. It's so sad. I have to say it because I have to say it. And I have to say it because this is the truth. It's an amana. Chumma bayanat of the ulama are not storytelling time. It is time for ibrat. When you walk out of that, you have to scratch your head and say, what is happening here? I want my son's cell phone. And if your son really gives you his password, count yourself to be amongst the most fortunate. Go and make 20 rakat shukr at least if divulged that password to me. If your daughter can say, yeah, mom, this is my secret password. I want to break away from that dark double life that I'm leading. I don't want to be part of it. Some have already been captured and trapped to the point that there's no return. You think you're going to leave this group? We've got enough information, we've got enough evidence, we'll destroy your whole family, we'll put it, the whole world will see you for what you are. A lady in Parda, you think she wants to be, they may have trapped her into posing in a shameless manner. She did it, it's just a dare, they're calling it. فَدَلَّاهُمَا بِغُرُورٍ فَدَلَّاهُمَا بِغُرُورٍ. Once she locked in there, she's got haya, alhamdulillah, brought up, no schooling, no mixing, no associating. Suddenly she goes, who's this here in Parda? And she goes into it and slowly but surely she's now snared. The profile was a Parda lady. And slowly they wean her away, they take her away from haya. and they introduce her to Behayai, and they say it's open fun, and never mind, I know a certain boy, you must get married to him. He's very pious. You see how pious I am. How pious. It's too comical. You don't know, must you cry or must you laugh? You got the sweet, pious devil. Pious devil. They're following a pious devil. Parents, what are you going to answer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What are you going to answer if you don't take that step to say, stop everything right now. I stop my work. I'm not going to go to work for a day or two. Everyone just stops. We want to go into the history of the shaitan that is now in the pockets of our children and deceiving them and destroying their haya, destroying their iman. Do you know how to destroy the iman of a child? Salah is very valuable. It is the first and the greatest ibadah that we are going to answer unto Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is as-salatu mirajul mu'min. It's our miraj to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How much respect is given to salah. We all know you can't play in salah. You lift your head before the imam. It comes in hadith. Your face can be turned into the face of a donkey. One person tried it out, and really the features of his changed. You know how important is salah? Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said salah is like the head on the body in Islam. Your salah is gone, it's like your head is gone. Your head is gone if you don't read your asr salah, your head is gone. You won't think properly. You can't understand properly. You can't figure out things properly. You never read your salah. Rasulullah said, no salah, no head on the body. Now you know how important is wudu. You can't make salah without wudu. As-salat al-wudu without salah. It is part of salah. So great is this ibadah of wudu that on the day of Qiyamah when the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala inquired from Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, how will you recognize us on the day of Qiyamah? We want to know. How will you recognize us? We are so many. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, until whichever limbs the water of wudu touched, all those limbs will be shining and glittering. That means up till the elbows, above the elbows. And because of that hadith, just by the way, one of the four imams say, make wuzu as far as you can, right up to the shoulder also. Wash your hands so the hands can glitter more. Just by the way. Your face will glitter like the 14th moon. Your feet will glitter like the 14th moon. Your head will, I'll just see and I will know. This is a ummati of mine. This is the one who used to make wudu. He must be an ummati of mine. That sign which is going to identify you as a mu'min to your Nabi and introduce you to your Nabi. Do you know what they put on the Instagram? They take a soccer team's name, famous soccer team. I don't want to take that napak name. And they speak about a player. That player left the team. They say this player has left the team. Now it is like there's no wuzu for salah. You heard what I'm saying? It's like now performing salah without wuzu. Not a Muslim player even. I think it's a non-Muslim player. I don't know. Don't go. But imagine how they equate. How they equate wudu with a soccer player and the validity of salah or the success of the team, they equate it with salah. He's left the team, it's like making salah without wudu. I'm pausing, let it sink in. What's happening here? We see soccer man, hey, the World Cup man, this, that. Shaitan will never win. If we all turn to Allah in sincerity. Oh mothers, stop feeling your children so sorry that you are going into a denial. It's time that you face up. Kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ulun an rayyati. If you as parents are not going to do what has to be done, on the day of Qiyamah, oh mother, that same son will drag you to Jahannam. Ya Allah, she never ever did anything to stop me from following Shaitan and Iblis. Let me just conclude with one incident of what Shaitan can do to the human mind. I heard this from Mawlana Musiullah. Person got married, mashallah, very much in love with his wife. And he used to pamper her, and he used to spoil her, and she was over the moon, as they call, you know. And eventually she started tickling on this question, who do you love most? He says, you. Eventually the shaitan, qassam, he's lying. Qassam, he has got to prove it. So she said, qassam, I think you're lying, man. There's one person who loved more than me. He said, who? He said, your mother. Qassam, no, man. Yeah, I love you more. And the shaitan played with the thought. And came a day the shaitan put this in her mind, if you love your mother more, bring me the heart of your mother. Then I will believe you. He thought to himself, how can I even think like this here? And shaitan whispered, no, you'll make tawbah after that, man. But you win your wife's love for life. She'll never leave you. She'll never abandon you. She'll never ever display disloyalty to you. She will be yours forever. In Jannat you'll be with. You'll make tawbah, your mother will become a shaykh, but she may just have somebody else in mind. And it played and played on his mind. And one night, after much needling and prompting, the son decided, I'm going to do whatever it takes, but I mustn't lose this wife of mine. The mother was sleeping, he went, he strangulated her. And he cut, and he took out the heart, and he put it in a plastic, and he went, and he started running. He had done the devil's deed, the ultimate devil's deed, to kill his own mother. Whilst running, he stumbled, he fell, and he let out a shriek filled with pain. Ow! My Shaykh narrated this here. From the sound of that plastic came the voice, my son, did you get hurt? Your son, you don't want your son to turn into a monster. Even as you feed him, even as you cry when he's in pain, even as you attend to him when he's sick, either as you give him everything that he wants, you don't want it to turn out like this person. Allah Ta'ala grant us hidayat and tawfiq wa akhir da'wana anil hamdulillah.